So I know that you moved recently. We're no longer neighbors because I think we lived right around the corner from each other.
I know. I'm not that far though. I only moved like 10, 15 minutes away. So.
Oh, nice, nice. Are you enjoying your new home?
I am. We're actually in a rental right now, and because Joe and I, we built. So we're building a house. We got the property, and we're doing a whole renovation and making our own house. Of course, I wanted to go and just like buy a house, but Joe can't do it because he doesn't want to buy anyone else's work. He wants to do it himself. So we're going to do it. We just designed it and we're going to start building it from the ground up. And we didn't go far. We're going to be right in Franklin Lakes. Right. So we didn't like go to California. Everyone wants to know if we're in California. We're in Franklin Lakes, guys. We didn't go that far. We went back to where we came from, to be honest. When we got married, we was in Franklin Lakes. We had Antonia in Franklin Lakes. And then we ended up moving to Montville. And now we're back. So.
Well, it's a beautiful, beautiful town. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fun. So how are you feeling? We are about to premiere this next season. I watched the first episode and we start off with a bang. But, I asked Jackie yesterday, how are you feeling going into the season? And then how are you feeling now that it's pretty much done?
I mean, I think it was the first year because listen, I've been on reality TV now. I've been doing this for 11 years. So I don't get exactly excited to start filming because for me, it's like back to work, back to like I like my free time. I don't have like producers telling me like, timings and things. And so I'm never excited. This year I was excited because we were sitting home. It was the pandemic. It was like never leaving your house. I'm like, are we going to lunch? Is it lunchtime with the girls? Like, get me out. And you can see us in the first couple episodes just so excited to like be anywhere. I feel like it caused excess drinking. Because we just were like, give me a drink. We can order a cocktail. Like, what's happening? We just felt like we were like locked up in caves for 4 or 5 months. So I think we were actually excited. I was like, is it time yet? Are we going to start filming yet? Like, let's go. Like, and I never say that. I'm always like, oh, just wait one more month. Month. I was excited to film this time.
I love that. I mean, we did talk over quarantine a little bit, but what was quarantine like for you guys? I mean, obviously you were home and you had to homeschool your children. You're with Joe 24/7. I mean, what was that environment like for you guys?
Different. It was different. It was like I like my space. I'm very independent. I love being a mother. I love being a wife, but like, come on, we all just like I wake up in the morning, I'm like, why are you all here? Like, I don't understand. Like, I like to have my coffee in peace. I like to get everyone ready and send them out and everyone goes to school. And like, everyone was still here all the time. And I know I'm not just speaking for a lot of moms out there. It's a lot. It's a lot. And on top of it, trying to do school with them when you're a working mother and also trying to do my own thing and like helping them. And it's like gibberish to me. I'm like, I don't know what is happening here. So it was definitely rough. And with Joe and I, it's like you realize like we're both very workaholics. So we're working all the time. But now we were both home 24 hours a day. And I was like, we started to look at each other cross-eyed. I'm like, wow, what did you just say? Like, it was like, it's a lot of time together. And I think that it's just a reality of it for a lot of people. Listen, we had some great times. We played board games with our kids, which I feel like never happens because they're always glued to their phones. I feel like we watched movies. We did have a lot of great family time, but it was also, it brought some tensions, especially for us. And you'll see that this season. It's very raw. It's very real. It's very different this season for Joe and I, what you're going to see. And I think that we've done very good. For 11 years, we're a great couple. We try really hard. We fight really hard for our family. And it's not easy to be on reality TV for 11 years and still stand strong. Yeah. And I will say we've done a really good job. Yeah. And we're so open and so honest about our struggles. I would just say it started happening within the two. It got a little hard for us. And it's because of my work and the reality show. And it's not just the reality show. It's envy. It's bringing me out the door so much. Just my independence and my work independence, he struggles with. He always struggled with. But I think the last couple of years got harder. And I had a lot more going on. And it just all came out. And it comes out this season. It's real. You could tell it wasn't planned. It wasn't even like, meant to be talked about, but I think the passive aggressive comments here and there, and I just exploded, and I'm just like, you're talking about me again, right? Like me.
Right. I'm right here.
Yeah. So it was like, we just exploded. And maybe it does have to do with the quarantine and just like a lot of time. And I don't know, but I have to pat us on the back at some point, because I don't know a couple who has stayed this strong and stayed, you know, keeping their family together and happy. We really have been happy for so many years. Yeah. And we're hitting a little point here, especially over the summer. And you're going to see that.
I mean, what is his big, because Jackie said that yesterday too. Like, I think she said that, you know, Joe struggled with that you're not the same woman that he married, because obviously you're doing so many different things. You have so many different businesses and you're kind of pulled in all different directions. I mean, what is his biggest struggle with that, with you?
I think he does not like change. He doesn't want change. He doesn't want to see change. He likes things to stay the same. I think he likes that, you know, and it goes a little deeper. Like I've been with him since I'm 24 years old. You know, I'm 40 now. So it's like, I've changed. And I feel like this is a scary part of marriage, because I'm growing. So it's either you're going to grow together or you're going to grow apart. And I think we're fighting really hard to grow together. And it's not easy. And we're just being super honest about it. It's not easy. Yeah. And we're struggling. But I'm not sitting here telling you that like I'm moving out of my house today. But we were struggling, and we show it.
Are you still struggling, or are you guys in a better place? Do you feel like
I think we're fighting out of it. We're working on it, and we're working really hard. And it's not what we really want is each other. Yeah. So and we love our kids and our family, and there's just so much history. I mean, it just take a little give and take. I'm not the same girl I was when I was 24. You know, I gave up a lot to stay home and to take care of my kids. And now my kids are more independent, and I want things back that I had when I was in college, when I was working 3 jobs when I met Joe. I think he forgets who I am deep down inside. Like, the reason Joe fell in love with me is because I worked 3 jobs, you know? So little things like that, but you'll see that throughout the season.
Yeah. I mean, was there ever a point that you thought, oh my God, this relationship might be over? Or was that just never even an option for you guys, because you're like, I'm fighting for this, for my marriage?
No, I'm not one of those who's in denial. I'm not one of those who will say, like, no matter what, we'll stay together even if we're miserable. No, I don't believe in that. I do believe in fighting hard if you're in love with each other. And if you have, you know, you have memories, you have, you know, I do believe, I'm not like, you don't throw something out the window, you work hard for it. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Are you guys nervous to watch this season back, or do you feel like it's almost going to be helpful for you?
Yeah, I haven't felt like this in a while. Like, I feel like I haven't felt like this since season like 3 or 4, that like, I'm like stressed to watch it. Like, even when the trailer came out, we were both watching the trailer, I'm like looking at him, he's looking at me. I'm like, okay, so we went through it and we're just going to show like, so it's definitely, and I feel like when we go down the shore, I just want to close my eyes for those 3 episodes, because it was just so raw and real. I mean, I'm happy everyone gets to see our shore house that we just built, and it's our brand new house and we just built it, and it's great, but it all kind of comes out down the shore.
Yeah. I mean, I know that obviously we see the trailer and there's always the magic of editing, so we don't really know what's going to happen. But what happened with this restaurant manager this season? Can you kind of tease that at all?
Oh my God. Okay. You have to just watch and see. I can't even give you any, I can't, because I would just be giving it away.
Right. That's what I kind of figured. So we'll have to wait and see. You know, down the shore, it seems like you, Joe, and Teresa kind of get at it as well when Teresa is defending her ex, Joe. I mean, were you surprised at the time that she was still defending him in those moments? Obviously, we don't know the extent of the fight, but in that moment, were you surprised that she was still defending him?
No, here's my thought on that. And I'm going to be very honest right now. You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't. And I'm going to don't from now on. I am done. It's like when I'm doing the right thing, and you will see I'm literally sticking up for her. We did it wrong. So guess what? To each their own. Like, I'm done sticking up for anyone. If I do the right thing, I did it wrong. So guess what? I am going to just sit back here, mind my own business, and not stick up anymore for her, because it was like, I can't win. I literally sometimes just feel like I can't win. And guess what? I'm finally okay with that. And that's fine. I'm just going to say nothing anymore and you're on your own.
I mean, then was it hard for you because you obviously are really good friends with Jackie and obviously your friends, your family with Teresa, and once their feud kind of happened this season, did you feel like you almost had to pick sides in that?
Yeah, and I hate that. I hate that because let me tell you something. I love Jackie.
Mm-hmm.
She's so great. She's such a good-hearted, great girl. She's a good person, and it's hard for me because when she's arguing with my sister-in-law, I mean, that's my sister-in-law. So it's like she's my family. She's, and it's like it puts me in a position where I can't say too much because I don't want to get anyone upset. And like, there's things Jackie said too that I was like, wait, that's a little harsh. And there's things Teresa said that I'm like, my God, and I'm just put in the middle of it. And I'm just like, I wish these two just almost wouldn't speak to each other because it would make my life easier. But of course, they're both very opinionated and both have things to say. And it gets pretty bad between them this season. Like,
yeah,
really
Dolores said that this season almost killed you guys because there was so much going
I
on.
was exhausted by the time we were done filming. I'm like, goodbye. Like, I actually want to go back into quarantine. I'm cool with that. I'm cool not seeing anyone. Like, it was a lot.
Yeah. I mean, were you shocked that Teresa kind of dropped that bombshell rumor at the party? Like, had you heard of that before? Or were you like, oh my God?
No, I was completely in shock that she had said it where she said it and the way she said it and in the setting. I mean, we were at the guy's birthday party. So it's, I was shocked.
Yeah. Have you seen the first episode?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then, obviously we see Jackie.
From the first episode, I'm laughing at myself with the green bean the whole time in my mouth, like going down. I'm just like.
You saw the first episode, and then obviously Teresa and Jackie have this kind of standoff at Margaret's house. Did you think that Jackie crossed the line when she brought Gia into the conversation?
Yes, I do. I think that it was a terrible bring in, like it's one thing when we're talking about us. It's another thing when we bring kids in. So yeah, I feel like I never want to bring a child, or even if they're 18, however old they are. I mean, I know G is 20 now, but it doesn't matter. All of our kids to me are always off limits.
Yeah. Have your kids watched the show back at all?
Not much. Antonia, like the boys never. Antonia like is just starting to like watch it and like be familiar. Like she posted the trailer. I mean, she's just getting into it. They really could care less about the show for forever. And I would say, she's finally in high school. And so she's into it a little. And obviously this season touches on her a lot and just her, having a boyfriend and whatever it is. So she's like, what's happening? Like she's watching it,
Is it fun for her? Or are there any moments that you just we're going to fast forward through this?
Well, I think that, like, listen, I would never do anything to expose my children or to embarrass them. So I think that, she's just not invested. I can't explain it. Like, if it's there, it's fine. If it's not, it's fine. It's like she's just very nonchalant about it all.
Yeah. Has Joe been having a hard time with her having a boyfriend?
Yeah, like he just doesn't get it. He just looks at us all cross-eyed, like every time we talk about anything with Antonia and a boy, and the fact that she's a sophomore. I mean, this is when it happens, and the sex talk happens. It's just a real life thing. And he gasps for air. Like he can't even say the word. And it's so ridiculous. I'm like, Joe, I don't know what generation or world you think we're living in, but you better bring it together here, because this is not like how the world is right now. Like you walk into a room now, they FaceTime. Like for me, I used to be like, I wasn't allowed on the phone with the boy and we're just talking. Now they're locked in the bedroom. I'm like, hey, what? It's basically he's in your room when they're on FaceTime,
That's so true. I never even thought of it like that. That is
like, I'm like, there's a boy in your room. But like, if you think about it, you know what I mean? So
oh my God,
it's crazy. It's crazy just like how the world is now. I remember being scared if they'd call me like, can I speak to Melissa? My dad would be like, huh? Like it was just a phone call. They'd have to call your parents and ask to speak with you.
Yeah. Yeah. And your mom would get on the phone and be like, time's up. It's time to get off.
Yeah, you got to hang up the phone. It's like, okay. It's such a different world.
Would you guys say it's harder now parenting teens than it was when they were younger, or is it like bigger kids, bigger problems?
Yeah, I do think like as they get older, and everyone used to say that to me when I had like a bunch of little toddlers, and I was like, this is so hard. Oh my God. They're like, no, 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 just wait. And it's true. Now I'm like worried about her all the time. She wants to go to parties. She needs rides. Are you in the car? Do you have your seatbelt on? Like, it's a whole different world.
Yeah, totally. I know last season you guys were talking about maybe expanding your family, maybe adoption, things like that. Is that still like after spending all this time together in quarantine, is that completely out the window?
That's completely out the window. To be honest with you, that happened to me. It was like 38, 39. I was about to turn 40. And I was like, wow, like I feel like I'm really hitting a point here in life where it's like everything's about to change, and it's like I'm gonna end that part of my life and start a new one. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to end it yet. Should we pop out one more? Like, should we keep this going, the toddler baby thing? Because I don't think I'm ready to like throw in the towel on that. And that was like the conversation, because I kind of felt like it's now or never. Because once you hit 40 and I have 3, it would kind of be silly to go back. So I'm like, all right, I'm 39. Do I do this or not? You know, but ultimately we didn't. And I'm actually happy I didn't. I have so much going on. I have 3 healthy kids. Like, I'm good. I'm good.
You're like, I don't need the
I'm
sleep nights anymore.
Yeah, I'm good.
How are things with you and Jennifer this season?
You know, when we first started off, I really didn't want to see her because at the reunion, she was just so nasty and just like telling me that I was self-absorbed or something. I don't know why. Yes, I love myself, and you should too. Like, I don't know. Like, I could never figure out, like, she would just find reasons to come at me and tell me that I didn't want to have a baby or whatever she would say. Just was so ridiculous. I really feel like she cannot read the room for anything. She's horrible at that. But I think we come around. We come around a little bit. Yeah.
That's good. That's good to see. And obviously, you know, Teresa is in a new relationship. Have you seen a big change in her since she started dating Louis?
Not so much. No, a little bit. You know, I wish them, I wish them happiness, and I hope everything's great, but it's new. It's the beginning. So you never know. You know, he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
See what happens. Has it been fun hanging out with them, like doing double dates at all?
Yeah, we went on a couple double dates. Yeah, when she was actually just getting to know him, we went on a couple double dates and stuff. So it's been nice to be able to like double date with her again, because we haven't done that forever.
Definitely. And then, you know, how did the Jackie and Teresa dynamic change the group this season? I mean, obviously, I'm sure so many other things happened, but you know, how did that kind of set the tone for what was about to happen this season?
It happened the very first episode.
Yeah.
So the very first day of filming. So it was rough, like right off the bat, it was like boom. And it was very hard for Jackie. Obviously, that rumor, you know, any cheating rumors are like a knife in your heart. So it's rough, you know, it was rough for her. So we just started off very shaky, very rough, and their relationship was doomed from literally day one. Day one of filming, hot mess.
Hot mess express. And then it seems like Dolores goes through some stuff this season with David. You know, I think in the first episode she says that he doesn't appreciate her the way that she should be appreciated. Do you feel that, or do you think that, you know, that they're a good match, or should she get back with Frank, even though that probably will never happen, but I think it's wishful thinking for a lot of viewers.
I think that she always has Frank to lean on, and that he'll always be there, and she's got her beautiful children and Frank. I think that I don't know, Dolores is tricky, because sometimes I'm like, I think she wants more out of David, and like any, you know, I think she's ready. And then there's other times she talks, I'm like, I don't know, I think this girl likes it like this. I think she likes her independence, and she has us all fooled. And we're all feeling like, well, where's the ring? Like, marry her, you know? And like, she's kind of just chilling and living in 2 houses and has an ex-husband and has a boyfriend. And I think she might like it this way, to be honest.
If it works for her. I mean, obviously we've been following your journey along for 11 seasons for so long. I mean, what is something new that we're going to learn about Melissa this season?
What you're going to learn new about me. I don't know if you're going to learn anything new about me. I think you're just going to learn that I don't hold back anymore. I don't worry about what other people think. I am just at such an independent part of my life where I'm so comfortable in my skin now, and I'm okay with people not agreeing with everything I say, even if it's my husband. So I just think that's just what's going to be different. I think everyone's very used to me kind of giving in,
Mhm.
and you know, just I'm very level-headed, and I'll always be that girl. You can't take that away from me because that's really who I am. But I think I'm sick and tired of being the nice girl all the time, and I've learned to speak up.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Melissa laying down the law this season.